All right, here we are. Welcome, everybody, here back inside, well, not the Joint Dota studio, but we're in Düsseldorf, and we have just watched a sick best of three series versus Rocks.kiss and DD Dota, and I get the great and utmost pleasure to interview an old friend of mine. 7ckingMad, welcome, and thanks so much for taking the time.
Hi man, thank you for the interview.
Hey, it's my pleasure. First and foremost, what a games, and there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes, and I hope that I'll be able to kind of just filter that out of you right now, but you must be feeling freaking amazing right now.
Yeah, like there's no words to describe. Actually, it's the same feeling we had last year when we qualified. It's the same feeling you get when you win some big LAN event. It's just, even though it's not over yet, right? Because we still want to secure an invite rather than a wild card spot. But really, yeah, it feels so great.
Oh, I can imagine. And I mean, when I met Goblak at DreamHack, he was a very well reserved guy. How happy was he after the win?
He was so happy and released because as a captain you have even more pressure than other players, and you're the one that need to show it the less. So it's very intense for like such games for captains. Even though we of course help him a lot because we're experienced and um, it's not like he has four players to carry, but
Yeah.
it's very so I'm pretty sure right now he's very relieved and he's gonna be happier and happier in the next hour. He's gonna realize what just happened.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. And I mean,
Mm.
let's take the viewers back here, do a little bit of history lessons for the few that perhaps are not very familiar with the whole thing, because obviously the International 3 is picking up some steam and getting new people in, but let's go way back. You were with the Wild Honey Badgers way back on DreamHack, winning that with Sindrin and also your French friends. And that was the first huge thing that you guys were able to pull off in Dota 2. Then it switched over to MTW, and that unfortunately did not work out in the long run. And ever since well, man, how long ago has it been since you guys split up with MTW? But you
Yeah, it's been almost a year right now.
yeah, and you three have been, it's you, Sakshka, and Fanzi. You've been sticking together through thick and thin. You've been trying to keep DD Dota alive and just playing around in the competitive scene. And many people inside the competitive Dota scene, of course, respect you guys very much. And then one of the hugest things happened with Team Empire being the top of the pack here in Europe. Funnick left for Navi, and then things kind of crumbled for them. And then Goblak, the outstanding captain who has started out way back when in DTS and then played the International 2 on Dara, had his loyal friend Silent also leave with them, Team Empire, and all of a sudden they joined you guys. Take us back there, give us the information we don't have. How did that come about? Have you known Goblak for a long time already?
Yes, we have known Goblak for a very long time. He's a good friend of ours. We actually like talk a lot together, even back in international, even before. I think Sox also plays stand-in for Empire at DreamHack. I mean, he knows us, we know him, and we didn't knew a lot about Silent though. But since he has Goblak trust, then he has ours because really, Goblak is he's really an insanely good player and captain. He has so much experience, and same goes for Silent. Silent is also a great player. Like both of them, they're incredible players, really, and we knew it. So we knew we had the potential to make it work. It was just about how do we do it, and I guess we like succeeded somehow, at least in part. But yeah, just about the MTW stuff for sure we had a really good run, and but we still had weaknesses that we don't have now anymore. And like the feeling right now is that we are definitely stronger than we were with NTW because sticking together and playing together, even though we disbanded with MTW and this story took to like come came to an end,
Hmm.
it makes you really stronger. It's when you actually fall that you get stronger because you gotta learn from your mistakes and you gotta analyze them. And I'm really happy today we showed that this part of MTW still lives and is still as good as it was, because when we stopped MTW, we actually we were hearing that, I don't know, MTW was Synderen or I don't know, and it felt really unfair for us because we involved so much time in this team in order to get better and to build something. So right now it's paying off again, and it's really a great feeling.
All I can say is hell yeah, man. It's obviously all the players in NTW were great players, and I do agree that you guys kind of like the French trio has been kind of underappreciated. But man, you got the results now, and how exactly did it happen? Did was Goblak riding with you and saying like, hey man, let's try this, or how did DD Dota as we know it right now come about?
It's actually it was a huge a huge disappointment in international, and I mean I don't think there is words to describe it. I say huge disappointment, so people hear huge disappointment, then it's 10 times this because like really you involve so much time, and we see weaknesses but not big ones, so we're convinced we can do at least this and there, and then everything collapses one day before the event. So it's really hard to yeah, like stand up again and be like okay, like because you don't have any guarantee anymore. You're playing well, you have the let's say the everything you need to do well. There's no reason you won't, and then something just uh, breaks for some unknown reasons.
Hmm.
Anyway, so we tried to let's say stay not very far away from the international scene, the tournaments, the competitive Dota scene.
Hmm.
Sox actually played very seriously in teams, etc.
Hmm.
Me and Funzy stepped out for personal reasons as well.
Hmm.
But we always had in mind that we're gonna come back for this qualifier and we're gonna make it. Like we're gonna try to make it, of course.
Hmm.
Give our best. So we tried. There were two approaches. We tried with players that had less experience, but maybe we can work together and we have the time to do it.
Hmm.
So we tried with BLR and Babar. It didn't work out. It would have worked out, I'm pretty sure, if we had like 2 months extra,
Hmm.
but we didn't. And then when we realized, and the qualifier was announced, actually even before that, when we realized that it won't work out, we were like, okay, go black. Like for us, he's such a good player and a good captain. We knew it could work out perfectly with him, and we saw an opening because Empire wasn't going so well. So we were like, okay, why not? I mean, would work. We get along with each other quite well, and in terms of playstyle, we can bring to each other so much.
Hmm.
So and like when they announced the qualifier, then it rushed things. We were already playing with him, but we were like, okay, now this is what we need to do. The plan is quite clear right now.
Hmm. Oh man, that's and there's another thing. I have to admit, man, I heard that Silent Goblak joined DD, and at that point in time, I don't maybe I wasn't really paying attention, but it didn't really um, hit me how powerful that combination can be until I saw you guys play against Empire.
Yeah.
Because on paper I was like, oh, Empire, I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't very sure about Twista leading the team, but on, with Light of Heaven, everybody in there, I was like, holy crap, what a team. And then when I watched the team itself, it became so clear. I mean, Empire was a wild bunch of super big personalities from the Dota scene, just long-standing players
Yeah.
that would be very hard to coordinate the playstyles. But you guys, you have Gob like the team captain, who's always had that role. He has his most loyal support player in Silent. Well, not always support, but he has his most loyal player in Silent. And then you three. It's like two modules that just fit together. And then on in the games, we saw it work out so well. What makes your team and the composition so strong? Is it just two play styles that fit very well together, or what is it?
I think what makes the team that strong is that first of all we all have the competitive mindset. That's for sure.
Hmm.
So we are all ready to. I mean, Go Black. This guy has been around for I don't know how many years. He played in DTS like old school DTS, Navi in every team you want. So if one guy can have a big, huge ego or be could be him. You
Hmm.
know, but he's the kind of player that even though he's very strong and he knows he's very strong, he accept mistakes. You can tell him, okay, I don't agree with what you did. You failed. You whatever. Of course, he's gonna fail one time out of 20, but that doesn't matter. Like he's ready to improve more.
Hmm.
Same goes for Silent. Um, and of course, same goes for us. So first of all, the whole team has this spirit. This is a huge asset. Second thing is that we have like us, the Frenchies and Go Black and Silent, two completely different play styles. And instead of clashing them, I don't know how to say we were trying to make them work and learn from each other's. We had a very calculated and methodical playstyle, whereas they had some very aggressive and like they want to dominate lanes from the beginning of the game and snowball on enemies as fast as possible.
Hmm.
So And so are actually very versatile. Also, one thing is that every player can play almost every role. Like I think Funzy can't play support, but that's basically it. We
Hmm.
can switch to any role, any hero,
Hmm.
pretty much. So it makes us very hard to read, and also make Goblak and me in the second time, but also the whole team able to draft anything.
Hmm.
So if we think Luna mid is the right thing, then we can go to Luna mid for Luna mid, and we know we're not gonna lose even, I don't know, 10% of our potential because we're laning something we usually don't lane.
Hmm.
Because what happened in this tournament is that I think out of, I don't know, 10 games, there are maybe 6 or 7 games where we played strategy we never tried before.
Okay.
I don't think we played Luna one time in practice ever. Wisp same. I don't know, so many heroes we never practiced. But it's just that it's like if we, just about theories, you know, like if it's the right choice, then it's gonna work in game because everybody's gonna play correctly.
Yeah, and I mean that's one thing that you and I talked about at length as well is that one thing you mentioned about the mindset. You have, if you want to play Dota 2 professionally, then you have to be the type of guy that obviously knows that you're good and that you have a right to be where you're at, but also accept the logic. You know, if you're making a mistake, for example, then just accept it and then see where you can improve and stuff. And uh,
So important.
yes, I'm so happy, man, that you found that in Goblack and Silent, and it's looking very very good. So this is of course getting pretty long, and I don't mind at all. Dota is, in my mind, 80% history and 20% right now. So we're covering a little bit of history and also some background information, which I think many hardcore Dota fans would really appreciate. Keep in mind, I will put like a timing stamp into the video itself where it goes about just today and your thoughts on that. So if you guys are getting impatient, just relax for a bit. We got some other stuff coming up here. And one thing I did want to touch upon a little bit more closely, Matt, is you said the team gets very strong about for the following reasons. And then I wonder, how has your guys' experience been over the course of the qualifier itself? Because you guys haven't played together for that long a time.
No.
Did you guys like catch yourself making lots of mistakes inside of the games? And what are your thoughts on your potential improvement?
Okay. About that, actually, one of our weaknesses is that we, for some reason, we struggle to not to practice, but for example, when we play against a very strong team, a team that we are convinced is stronger than us at the moment. For
Hmm.
example, when we started playing, if we have to play against Navi or Virtus.pro in Scrim, we're gonna play really well and with very few mistakes because we have to prove ourselves that we can beat them. We want to know how strong we can be.
Yes.
Once we know that, then we just, I don't know. People just like, even me, like I gotta include myself. I'm not gonna blame anyone because you just like slow down a bit and then you do less calls. You know, you're less involved in the game, etc. So sometimes the screams go, yeah, meh, you know, it's not
Hmm.
that good because, but I mean, in theory, it's still working because we know that on the G day there's gonna be no mistake but the strategical ones. So
Yes.
for example, we died because we decided to took the fight. We didn't die because some guy had no TP or misspell. It's not gonna happen ever, or maybe like one time out of 10 it can. So we're fine with playing like this in scrims as long as we are able to analyze what happened. You know,
Hmm.
if you fuck up that much that you can't even say okay that went right, that went wrong, that was good, that was bad, then just stop practicing because it's not bringing you anything. But well, thing is, we got very few practice actually. We got 3 days of 4 days actually of full practice, like 10 hours a day,
Hmm.
right before the qualifier. It was me, Funzy, and Sox boot camping, and Go Black and Cyan playing with us online.
Hmm.
And before that, we got sure like 2 3 hours every 1 or 2 days, like but very slow practice. So we got to practice very few strategies, even though we can play a lot of others. But with this team and this potential to play anything, we have so many ideas for what we can bring to this meta game, how what we can play, what play style we can develop, and like we can't wait to be able to practice those play styles and play them with very few mistakes. So there is a huge potential for
So,
sure.
so you need essentially the environment where you can just focus 100% on Dota 2, not worry about job, for example, working 40 hours a week and have
Mm.
other things. You just need the environment to focus on Dota 2 itself. So we're right at that topic. The next one that will be coming out, which is sponsorship. What can you say about that?
At the moment, we can't say anything because our approach was pretty easy, and when it comes to sponsorship, to communication, to social media, everything. Because honestly, we knew that we had a real potential, but it is true that for the last year we didn't show anything. Now we show something for this qualifier, but we didn't show anything as a after MTW. So fair enough, we like no sponsors, no attention. It's completely fair enough, and we completely understand it. So we had that attitude that okay, we're gonna uh, open the door for sponsors once we prove our potential. So we
Yes.
get a sponsor that deserves us, and we get and they get a team that they deserve.
Yes.
So that's our approach. So now that we showed this, and we actually want to play big LAN events such as DreamHack, StarLadder, because we're not done. It's just the beginning, right? So we will look for sponsors and see what opportunities we have and choose the best one.
Okay, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. I am not a big fan of to be honest of teams unless you have been in discussions with this for a very long time that
Mhm.
right after like one big win they quickly jump on one sponsor. So big up on you, man. I agree that's a great choice to take it slow and take a methodical approach to that. Not many teams do that, I feel, but I don't know. So that's cool if you can't say anything about that just yet because you're still looking.
Yeah,
So
we actually have no material right now. That's as simply as that. We don't have anything to
no,
say or
have
announce.
there been any offers?
Yeah, of course there have been many offers, especially
Okay.
like when they see that we're actually quite successful and we have a very good potential. But still, we like right now we really want a sponsor that a very good sponsor from the beginning, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Sounds very good. So, let me see if we have anything in terms of history lesson and peripheral information. I don't think so. We're going to get into the games you played today and just the International 3 qualifier itself, of course, a lot more in on detail. But before we go over there, is there anything about the topics we just touched upon where you think anything you wanted to add or anything you think you want to mention?
Not that I like. No, I have nothing in mind right now. I think we covered pretty nicely what had to be covered.
Yeah, all right, awesome. Well, Rocks.kiss, what a foe. Before we go to that squad, I want to do remain with the International 3 qualifier, but Team Empire. How was it for you to play against Team Empire, and yeah, how did the games go from your perspective?
Well, to be completely honest, it's not about being cocky or anything. I think we knew we were stronger than them.
Yeah.
So we were very confident going into those games. We knew it was this very special games for Go Black and Silent. Uh, for example, when we play against mouse sports, like against Cinderan, it's a bit special for us, even though no hard feelings. But of course, you're like, okay, I'm playing against my old teammate. And
Yeah.
well, for them, it was very recent. And I don't think they left each other in good terms, or not as good as we did with Cinderan, for example. Like,
Did they talk about it? Like, have you talked to Goblack and
not
Silence about?
much, not
Okay.
much. For him, it was just he told us, okay, guys, this game is a bit special for me. We knew it. I mean, it's the stating the obvious, but he
Yeah.
didn't say more than this
Okay.
because he's a very very respectful person, even towards people that sometimes deserve a bit less respect. Everybody deserves respect, but like he's not gonna flame someone that could deserve to be flamed.
Okay. Yeah. All
So
right.
he won't ever say anything if even if he has some, let's say, dark feelings like
Yeah.
maybe I should beat those guys. Like he won't. He, special game.
Okay. And you guys knew that you could beat Empire, and then I guess it just happened that way.
Yeah, yeah. I think we played the better games against them, and nothing really to add. Yeah, we just were stronger than Empire for
Absolutely.
this
And
qualifier.
and today, Rocks.kiss. I mean, Rocks.kiss. They were one of the favorites among mouse sports, of course, to take the whole thing,
Hmm.
and they showed again why they are so strong. They have a different. They have Dread, very old school player, and then the four. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the other four are not nearly as old players as Dread. Or am I wrong there? Maybe Solo.
At least maybe they're as old for some of them. I'm not sure. I think yeah, for sure. If one has to be the oldest, it's Dread. But I think some of them have been around for quite some time right now, even in Dota 1. But they've never been as successful as Dread in competitive Dota. Of course, he's
Okay.
the only one of them that has played in like top powerhouses.
Okay, and they definitely showed very strong Dota today. Let's talk about the games themselves. Game number one, you guys, what was that a draft? Let me, in case you don't remember, was Bane, Nakes, OD, Gobelek was playing Dazzle, and Silent on Tinker. Was that a draft that was like, was that something that just kind of happened, or something that you didn't practice?
We didn't practice it. At least I think we played dozen in one practice game. We were like, I don't even remember against what teams. We were like, yeah, why not? And then we played it and it worked out. So we knew the potential of the hero. No, it's not that it like the whole spirit behind it is like, okay, we're gonna go on. Like we use gyro a lot. We use anything, but we use gyro when we can. Like we showed it in the qualifier, and Rocks.kiss it's one of their top pick.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew by heart they would first pick gyro. Actually, what's pretty funny in this qualifier is that we always know what they're gonna pick, and I guess it's the same for the other. It's not that we know and they don't know. I think they know as well. But the picks were like lots of mind games because each team know what's gonna happen. So well, they first picked gyro, fair enough. So we planned to go there and try to deny a bit of his farm and use some strong carry on the safe lane, as like Nyx.
Mm-hmm.
To be completely honest, I wasn't really confident with this draft. We didn't lose because of draft. It would be taking how to say the credit from Rocks.kiss away from Rocks.kiss. We lost because they were stronger and they played way better than us,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. But I still have questions about this draft because I don't think our aggressive trident was very effective. I think we achieved pretty much nothing on Gyro's lane. We just
Mm-hmm.
got out farmed and out XP'd and Rocks.kiss, they're a very solid team. We knew it. For us, they were the main challengers from the
Yeah.
beginning. Over
Yeah.
EG, over Mosport, over any teams. We knew it from the beginning. They would be the team for us to beat.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you're gonna give them such good early start, they're gonna snowball on you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No opening whatsoever. So
Yeah, and they did a freaking amazing job, and you guys lost the first game, and then in game number two, you threw Silent on Luna into the mid versus a Zeus. I mean, Zeus, of course, an interesting pick, but yeah, how did that? Anything you want to talk about in regards to game number two?
I wanna explain the Zeus pick to the viewers because I don't think it's I would say it's well understood.
Mm-hmm.
This Juice pick is so smart from Rox.kiss. I don't even trust they thought about it. What we actually do is no, but seriously, because I would never think about of it for sure. What we actually do with Turn Protector is quite easy. It's like we want to bait them into thinking they can dive, right, or
Yeah.
go aggressive, and then we use living armor and they count. So they die under towers. They take fights they can't take, but they like in theory they can take the fight, right? Don't get me wrong, but because of Treant Protector they can't,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't know, or when they realize it's too late. So
Yeah.
we got what we wanted, fair enough. And what they actually did with this Zeus pick is that they baited us into baiting them. This what I just because what's gonna happen? You're gonna play aggressive on Bat Rider or whatever, and against Weaver,
Yes.
and you know you have living armor, so you play aggressive. Weaver dives, but you forget about this Zeus ultimate. All game we forgot. Funzy died, Sox died, I died because we don't. We're just playing our usual game with Turn Protector in team, and we always forget about the Zeus ultimate. So they get the kills they want to get, you know. And I think they got like 5 or 6 kills like this. And at
Yes.
one point,
Yes.
it was looking grim for us because we couldn't really say, okay, just stop this. They have Zeus, and it really worked out for them. It's a very very smart pickup,
Yeah,
really.
now I just think makes so much sense because on stream you saw a bunch of times just Sakshka fighting versus Dread. All of a sudden Sakshka dies, and that's because Zeus
Exactly.
ultimate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true that.
What they did is like they told us you wanna play smart games and like baiting us to dive. We have this ultimate. You think you're gonna survive with living armor? You're not gonna survive at all, and that's exactly what happened.
Troll face strategy, man.
Very very smart from them. Like really big props for them to think about. And they gave us Treant Protector second game, and then got Zeus, so it makes sense. They really thought of it before the
Uh-huh.
games.
And game three, was that an outdraft?
To be completely honest, I think they were outpicked this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I think they were outpicked. Actually, yeah, it was this gyro. Like they fear gyro too much. They banned it first phase, so they give us Batrider for no trade, more or less.
Hmm.
And then it was the whole mind games with the Phantom Lancer because we knew they wanted it. They didn't know. They weren't sure we wanted to play it. So we get it and force them to get color. Like they commit too much. They use a ban for gyro, a respect ban. They get color because they don't want us to get color Phantom
Yes,
Lancer.
yes.
That's too much. When you start worrying that much about the opponent's draft, you might get outpicked, and that's what happened actually. I think
So was that something that you guys were talking about during the draft too? And you know the
we knew exactly what was gonna happen. We're like,
okay.
we're gonna pick Lancer. They're gonna get color, and then we have Bane ready. So that's exactly what happened.
Damn, man. Well, it did. Yeah, it really just seemed Carl didn't fit their playstyle too well. Any thoughts about? Let's first start with the Alchemist item choices. Was that something where you think that helped you guys win, or was it a smart item decision by BZZ?
Mm, What do you question? The Radiance, the Manta style?
Manta style Radiance, yeah, it just seemed unorthodox.
Okay. Because actually, old school alchemists used to go Radiance.
Yes, yes, that.
It boosts their farm so fast. And when you think about it, he had. I didn't see the games, but I'm pretty sure he, at one point, he had better farm than our Lancer. Even maybe late game, he had better farm.
Yes,
Even though we were crushing them.
yes.
I mean, not crushing as we're way stronger. Just like how the game
Controlling the
went.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We had more map control, so we had more farm. Maybe 10k, 15k, I don't know. But so this build, he had huge farm, and he's the only reason they had a chance to come back if we didn't play safe. I think we win 3 fights in a row, and on this last set of racks, we actually get 3 mana RP and almost lose the fight.
Yeah, I remember. I know exactly what you were talking about. And there you had the Aegis on silent. Thank God, right?
Yes, thank God. And I mean, sometimes in streams or like people don't see the big plays, but for example, Vanscore,
Uh-huh.
their support player played so well those series, and the only reason they get 3 mana RP is that he disrupts Magnus at the very right moment because Funzi catches Magnus on this fight with Batrider, and we
Okay.
still get 3 mana RP. That's thanks to his disruption, you know. But anyway, about the Alchemist items, well, I think he did great. At one point, we checked their levels in game; they were all level 12, and Alchemist level 20. Where when so that tells a lot about what happened this game. He really tried hard to carry them. Didn't
Yeah.
work.
All right. So you guys beat Rocks.kiss. You guys are essentially through. How's the in-game communication, by the way? Is it okay? Is it easy?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really easy. Go Black speaks really nice English, and Silent a bit less, but he understands everything he needs to understand, and also can say everything important he has to say. So,
Beautiful, beautiful. So Rocks.kiss Mouse Sports. Who's gonna win, my friend? What's your prediction?
to be honest, in I would say if it wasn't after the theory, after everything, I think Roxkiss. I would bet like 100% on Roxkiss. I think they're way stronger than Montsport in terms of drafting, in terms of solid play. I think like there were two kind of teams in this tournament: the teams that pull out big plays and do lots of mistakes,
Mhm.
and the teams that play super solid, maybe less big plays,
Mhm.
but and very few mistakes. But the thing is that those teams that play with less big plays, they are actually able to pull out big plays, but they don't need to because since they don't do mistakes, they just win or lose. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I actually think most Roxkiss is stronger, but you know, like you just missed. You were one game away, like one game. How it's called? Like you needed just one more win to go to Seattle to be sure you get there, and you're exhausted because you played 3 games, 3 very intense games.
Yeah.
Wasn't stomps. It was very close games and very strategical and slow-paced games. So it's very hard to focus and come back. So I hope they can just forget what happened and play their A game against Mouthsport. It's gonna be very hard.
I agree, man. I agree that I
For
was
me,
just gonna say I hope
they
that you.
should deserve a break, you know. But I know it's like the time, no time for the admins. But they should deserve 1 hour break. They can go grab something to eat, maybe rest, and get ready for the games. I feel like it's gonna hurt them if they don't, but I don't know if they
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, maybe that would be something to take into consideration for the organization of things
I
like that.
hope.
Yeah. Holy crap. Well, let's just let me finish off by saying I'm again very happy and glad that you and your two friends from France have finally found two guys that seem to fit very well, and that you guys are on the same page in terms of skills. I'm sure that you are also very happy about that.
Yes,
Um,
and really it's the I don't like we're learning so much from those two players because they have different game vision. They're very, very skilled and experienced, and we haven't been learning anything for I don't know like 1 year really
mhm.
because every time we're just like trying to make things work and we just focus about others' play and etc. Right now we can just all focus on our play and we actually get advice and shit. It feels so well. Like it's been a long time.
You happy?
Yeah, really,
That's great.
really.
All right, man. Thank you so much for taking the time, man. It's
Yeah, no
very nice of
problem.
you.
No problem, man. Always a
Um,
pleasure.
Let me give you a last chance here. Is there anything that you want to tell the viewers? Any of your French fans or any shout outs, stuff like that?
I want to shout out everyone that supports us. I wanted to do a special shout out to Shiba as well. Also Drunken, but special one to Shiba for the also the bootcamp we were able to do at his place for the qualifier last year was pretty much the same. Like yeah, just shout out to everyone that follows us, and we'll also try to do a bit more of communication. It's never been our main like strengths. We know we don't really do this stuff. We'll try to a bit more in the near future.
All right. Yeah, you got to connect with your fans because you're definitely going to have a lot of them. Do you have a Twitter?
No, nothing of those. But I'm gonna run like a Facebook or Twitter, and I'm gonna try to.
That's the first thing that you need to do right there. I was just checking my
I,
browser, see if you had a Twitter, but you didn't. So yeah.
no, we will start doing this.
All
Now
right.
that it's same as sponsor. We wanted to prove ourselves before to be worth the attention, and then uh, develop it. Let's say.
All right. Matt, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you everybody for listening in as well. It's been a long tournament. I hope I don't forget to time mark the discussion of the matches themselves, but definitely check out the whole interview. Uh, Big congratulations to DD Dota. Best of luck to Rocks.kiss and Mouse Sports. And again, thank you, fucking Matt, for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, same. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye, guys. This is Epi from Join Dota. Please follow me on Twitter at EpiCommentary. Be sure to stay tuned on JoinDota.com. There you will be able to catch up on all the ongoings and developments and the future of DD Dota and perhaps whether or not fucking Mad will get himself a Twitter account. So until then, guys, bye-bye.